In this quick setup guide, we're going to be showing you how to get your fin rod balancing kit all set up. And be sure to stick with us to the end for some troubleshooting and best practices. Now let's dive in. First, we'll want to get your fly rod all set up. So go ahead and assemble your rod, put the reel on, and then thread your fly line through the guides, and then leave out about 8 foot or so of that fly line from the tip of your rod. Next, we'll need to figure out where the balancing point is on your rod. So go ahead and grip the rod wherever is most comfortable for you whenever you're making a cast. Typically that's going to be about 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches from the top of your grip. So the balancing point is going to be wherever your index finger or the forwardmost finger is sitting on the rod when you're gripping it. And from there, you'll go ahead and try and balance the rod and see if the rod tip either falls down to the ground or if it goes up to the sky. If the rod tip fell down to the ground, then you have a tip-heavy rod, and you'll want to place the balancing rings as far back on the rod as you can while keeping them secure. Typically, this is going to be just above the butt section of the rod. If your rod doesn't have a butt section, then it's going to be just above the fasteners for the reel. Now you'll add the first balancing ring and then test the balance of the rod by trying to balance it on the balancing point. If the rod tip still falls down to the ground, then you'll just go ahead and add another ring and retest until the rod stays level when you try to balance it. At that point, your rod is balanced and ready to use. And if you run out of room behind the reel, no worries, just start applying the balancing rings above the reel. Now if the rod tip went up to the sky, then your reel is too heavy and you'll want to swap it out for a lighter reel, so that way your rig doesn't weigh any more than it needs to in order to get it balanced. Now our magnets are strong and well tested to stay on even with the most aggressive of casters. However, if you are using something like a rod cradle, you do want to make sure that it's not pulling against the balancing rings, as that might cause them to come off. Now if you've used all of the balancing rings in your kit and your rod is still off balance, then you have a severely off balanced rig, and we recommend getting a second kit to add enough weight to balance out the rig. If you're having a hard time getting the rod to stay perfectly level and it seems like the perfect weight may be somewhere in between balancing rings, then one trick that you can try is to just go ahead and change the position of the balancing rings to move one of them maybe like above the reel, and then that can help you to fine tune and micro adjust the overall counter position and counter weight to get that rod to stay perfectly level. We hope that you get a lot of use out of your rod balancing kit. And please leave us a review wherever you made your purchase. Your feedback truly helps us to keep doing what we're doing. And if you run into any issues or have questions, feel free to contact us at finflyfishing.com. We'd love to help you in any way that we can. Thanks for watching.